Well, if you have anything left, which if you've listened to us for the last month, you've lost house and home, we're back with more incredibly important advice for you to digest and make sure that you go the other way.
Make up your own mind. Our insight can get expensive.
It can.
So, Woody, we get down to the college football season where there's a game. There are a couple games, but Army-Navy, the game, it's always a big one. Navy, a 6-point favorite. Of course, they're a 9-2 team this year. It's hard because we don't tend to watch these teams. Both teams beat Air Force, though, by a field goal. So they were pretty evenly matched when they took on the Falcons.
I'm taking Navy, which it's not some foreign push to take Navy because they've been really good for the last couple of years. But I must, about the Army-Navy game, tell you the Denver Post story that's a history of that. When the Air Force Academy came to Colorado in the late 50s and played in Denver, Air Force was actually in Denver. And the guy who covered Air Force Academy, and I won't mention his name, is sent to the Army-Navy game. And he calls in. That's when you would dictate stories or you would send them by passenger pigeon.
Right. Just read it out over the phone.
And he called back a half hour after the game, and he said, this was my first Army-Navy game, and I had some problems. They said, well, what do you mean? He said, I'd like to change something in my story. They said, sure. What do you want to change, Ralph? And he said, change all my armies to Navy, all my navies to Army. He confused the two teams.
That is good.
That's a true story, except his son works here still with me, one of my close friends, and he denies that ever happened. But that's a famous story. Other than
doesn't have to be true. It's just a good story.
It's a good
this
story.
is better than talking about the Army-Navy game.
Yeah, I was going to say, I'll take Navy.
There's an outdoors editor in St. Paul,
right?
And they had St. Paul had their version of the Iditarod during the St. Paul Winter Carnival,
right?
A dog sled race. And so they sent the outdoors editor to the Iditarod in Alaska. And we did. When I was young, we had to dictate our stories. You guys were media, TV and radio guys. But I sent in a story about an Ole Miss player, and they misspelled his name in the whole story.
Right.
And I said, what you did to me. But this outdoors editor's, in this case, a drunk outdoors editor, which is redundant. And so he calls in for his first story of the Iditarod, and a kid is going to take the dictation, and he says, okay, go ahead. He says, by Rod Smith, St. Paul Pioneer Press outdoors editor. Dateline, Boise, Idaho, .. Tomorrow, the Iditarod. He said, kid, why aren't you writing? He said, I thought you were in Alaska. And he said, good catch, kid.
Thanks for the help.
Sorry,
catch,
that's
kid.
my Army-Navy.
I'm gonna take Army and the points, and the reason being Army had 3 Heisman Trophy winners, and Navy's only had 2. So
I think
give me one from each.
I can give you 2 from Navy, I think.
well, it's Blanchard and Davis and Pete Dawkins,
And from Navy, it's Joe Bellino and Roger Staubach.
Roger
Staubach, the last one in '63.
That's good. That's good.
So that's why I'm going with Army.
This is why we're old. We remember this stuff.
Mr. Inside and Mr. Outside.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So let's now look at the big picture
We
because
are
we have.
informational here for
We
people
are.
that don't know.
We
this.
fill in a lot of gaps.
You might learn something like how to get rid of your money.
Yeah.
So let's take a look at how this is shaping up now because Notre Dame does not have very good odds to win the national championship.
Well, they did up until Sunday morning at 11 o'clock.
Their odds were decent?
They were the 4th favorite to win the national championship.
Well, now
Which probably annoys them.
Ohio State and Indiana 1 and 2. They are the betting favorite at this point, followed by Georgia. Oregon, though, jumping over Texas Tech, not one of the top 4 seeds.
I'll start. Just what's Ohio State? Plus 220?
I think it's 250. I can't see
250?
it. But, yeah.
Whatever it is, I can't see it.
220, you're right. Ohio
220?
State, yeah.
Take your $220. Bet it on Ohio State. You get your $100 back. You'll be good. or 220, but 100 to win 220. It's plus 220.
You know, Tulane at plus 75,000 appears to be an enticing wager.
What do you think the odds are in that Ole Miss Tulane game? I think they played once already.
Yeah, and it didn't go well?
Didn't really go well for Tulane, but in their brilliance, they've decided a rematch would be really good.
Well,
If
nice setup.
If you're looking for a good money bet,
yeah.
and we talked about betting here, but I'm going to go back to middle of the season when I told you guys the best team that nobody was really paying attention to was Texas A&M.
Right.
They
Yep.
kind of fell off the board
Right.
at the end of the season, but if you're looking for a good spot here to bet $5 with your neighbor, I would say
17
Texas
to 1?
A&M.
Yeah.
17 to 1?
Yeah.
I still like the 100 to win 220 with Ohio State.
It's going to be hard for me to picture. The only team I think that can really line up, and I know Indiana lined up with them and couldn't beat them this week, but Georgia, if they play
Agreed.
as they did against Alabama,
They could line up with them.
They can line up and play
listen,
anyone.
Take nothing away from Indiana. The quarterback, the whole story, the coach, it's great. They caught Ohio State at the perfect time. There's no way they could have gotten up to play that game, and that game was meaningless.
More, it probably meant a bit to Indiana.
It meant more to Indiana.
Yeah.
But come on, if they play again, it won't be the same.
Here's the side story to that. I'm a Heisman voter. We talked about that. So I kept getting text messages. You got to, because it started on Saturday.
Right.
Right.
And Monday at 5 p.m. was the trade. So I was taking my time. You know, the top three. I've got to get in the top three. I can't reveal them until after
the show.
But I would just say that. So I finally do it like last night. I did it yesterday, and they announced the 4 players that are going to New York, and one of the 3 didn't get invited. But I'm just going to say that in a week or so, I'll tell you who my number third guy is. I think my first guy is going to win, but the third guy was the best player of the year as far as I'm concerned, and he doesn't play what would be considered the prime position for Heisman Trophy winners. Although Travis won it last year, and he was part of the time a defensive player.
But I think if you shook somebody awake from 5 years ago and told them that the top 2 candidates to win the Heisman are from Indiana and Vanderbilt,
you'd have a hard time selling that one.
Really? Yeah. Apparently you don't follow college football like I do, because that would never happen.
Well, those guys, how high will those 2 quarterbacks be drafted?
Mendoza is projected number 1 by many, and it still depends on who's drafting, of course, too. But most people are projecting Mendoza as the number one pick, because also you not only get into players, but then the overdrafting of quarterbacks. You know, they just ascend.
Do you think they do? That's for sure. Do you think Mendoza is as good as the group from 2 years ago?
Hard to say. I wouldn't think so. No,
I don't. I wouldn't put him in that.
But Pavia and Mendoza also look like they could be guys you could put into your locker room, play effective quarterback, and help to change the culture. Now, that may or may not be what NFL teams are interested in.
Yeah, I think I like them, but I think they look more like projects than Caleb Williams did, or Jaden Daniels, or Drake May, or any of those guys.
Speaking of the NFL,
Pavia's a guy I'd like on my team.
Yeah.
I don't know that it's almost Tebow-ish.
Right,
a little bit.
But he can actually throw a football.
Yes.
Which is a unique talent. Did you listen to
Fernando after the game?
He's a funny kid.
Whoa.
He is a funny kid.
That was one of the great victory speeches of all time.
Really
and I went, really? I don't know, but I want to go to church this Sunday.
Let's go to Sunday. Let's go to the National Football League. Start running down the big board because of the limited slate of college. We go to the Ravens and Bengals. This is 2 sloppy, messy, shook-up teams. Baltimore on the road, though, a 2.5-point pick.
Joe Burrow is healthy. Lamar Jackson clearly is not. I'm going to take the Bengals, and I'm going to take them as a home dog and take the 2.5 points.
Me too.
Yeah,
I got bad news for you. I'm going to do that also. So.
All 3 of us? Then here's the deal. Run to your favorite betting app.
But you would have said 2 years ago, if we go back 2 years ago, you'd say, man, end of the season, Ravens and Bengals, boy, this is a game.
Big
Yeah,
game.
yeah,
Great
yeah.
quarterback
What does it say
matchup.
about the NFL that we could be a few weeks out from the playoffs, and it's legitimate that Patrick Mahomes, Lamar Jackson, and Joe Burrow are all out?
Going to be doing sideline commentary.
Yeah,
for-
that's
we'll see.
it sets up for Josh Allen. I mean, if he was ever going to race his way through the playoffs, this would be the year without those other quarterbacks.
Well,
in
this
it.
would be the weekend for him to step up because
Yes.
they go to New England. The Patriots have been rolling. They've already beaten the Bills in Buffalo. Now
Is that
they
our
will
next
do it
game
again
here?
in Foxborough. It's going to be the Bills at Patriots. I think, with or without the number, Buffalo is a slight favorite on the road, but this is an important game for both of these teams. If Buffalo really wants to make a statement, and if New England wants to continue to prove itself to
Woodrow?
a doubting public.
At some point, the Patriots have to win a game that is so good that we have to actually believe in
Right.
them.
Yeah.
And
Well-
this is the one. I mean, if they beat the Bills here, but think about their season and the schedule. They got a last place schedule, and that's not
It
picking
really
on
only
them.
had
They're-
one signature win, and that's the Bills.
Yeah.
And
So who do you
so-
like in this matchup
Bills.
Sunday morning? You like the Bills to go into New
I'm
England?
gonna a slight lean to the Bills. I
Slight.
Yeah,
It's
I'm
gonna-
going Jim Armstrong. A slight lean to the Bills. I think the Bills, at the end of the day, need the game more than the Patriots.
The Bills
do.
still think they can win the
yes.
division.
And if they win the game,
They're a game
they
back.
do have a chance.
Yeah, so that would be where they'll close in on them. It's just hard to see them and watch them play. Like against Cincinnati, they didn't look like they were ready to
Well,
go at home.
Here's the deal: their defense sucks.
Yeah.
That's the thing that's going to kill them. Their defense is not very good, and if they come in here and play Denver, people were going to talk about Josh Allen. But I'm going to look at that defense and
Yeah.
say Denver can do something against them.
Well, I'm gonna take Mike Vrabel in this one. I think
Never
Sean
a bad
McDermott's had a
choice.
tough year, and Vrabel's had a great year. So I'm gonna go with the coaching in this one and see if the Patriots can get to 12
Don't you think
2.
he's the coach of the year? I know Ben Johnson's done a great job, but Mike Vrabel took over a 4-win team.
Yeah,
Sure.
I gotta give it
he's,
to
he's
him.
one
Well,
of the.
but
Liam Cohen would be
you
another
got-
choice.
He'd be up
There's
there.
some others.
Yep.
And the guy that's here.
And
Sean
he's done
Payton.
a great job too.
And I want, before his career's over, Josh Allen to win the Super Bowl and get up there on the platform afterward and say, it sucks to be a CSU Ram.
All right, Browns and Bears. Browns and Bears. It's not Jim Brown against Dick Butkus. It's
Hey,
Shador
but it's Shador.
Sanders and Caleb Williams. The Bears coming off the loss, and this is the classic sandwich game for them at home.
Yep.
Off the Packers. They got the Packers again next week. Chicago, though, still a 7.5-point pick.
You know, here's a hometown pick. I think Shador is playing reasonably well.
Pretty good.
And you just made a great point about how this game is sandwiched between the two Green Bay games. I don't think the Browns will win, but you're giving me two scores. I'm going to take the 7.5 and take the Browns.
I'm going to go with the Bears, but I think we're going to do a year-end show and top 10 stories in sports. I think Shador Sanders is in the top 10 because of everything that's gone on.
Yeah.
during
I could see the
season.
Bears rolling in this game, rolling, and then at the end there's a late penalty flag, and then Cleveland kicks a field goal to lose by 7. That seems to be the new move in the National.
Well,
Football
Shador
League.
has he has a number of different dilemmas, but his offensive line is so bad
Yeah.
that he's accustomed to it because he had such a bad offensive line in Denver. But
Looks like he and
they
Jerry
he
Jeudy
can't
have
beat the
bonded.
Bears.
I
The
think
Bears
he's
are
doing
the
fine.
Bears
As soon as you're
struggle.
banking anything, and that includes money on Jerry Jeudy, I'm out.
No, I know.
So
Yeah.
It's a different Jerry Jeudy. in
I think the
Cleveland.
Bears, with their eyes closed, go about business and cover that.
So I'm the only
7.5.
guy on Shador. Go Shador.
Chargers and Chiefs. Now the Chargers did the Chiefs go into Kansas City. This is an interesting matchup for them because we watched Justin Herbert get pummeled around week in and week out.
Yep.
What do the Chiefs have left? I mean, both on the field and in their their wherewithal, because it seems like they know their fate at this point. It looked like it the other night against Houston.
Well, the good news for them, the Chargers aren't the Houston Texans.
Yeah.
The Chargers are going to come in off a Monday night game where it went to overtime, and their quarterback is really beat up.
I'll say.
I'm going to say one last time, not going to predict anything. I'm just going to take the Chiefs to win this game and cover the 4.5. They win by 6 or 7.
Yeah. And you've got the coach of the Chiefs actually going on TV after a game and admitting he made a mistake, which he did. But that's refreshing.
It is.
Because we live in a city where the coach never admits he made a mistake. But the Chiefs win this going away. Chargers
are not that
I
good.
think that loss squeezed them last night. I think it just squeezed them. That was a game they had to have
they got
to win the division. The Broncos are now winning the division. The only chance they really had was to tie that. I felt like they could still be a factor. They can be in the playoffs, but they're not going to win a division.
The Chargers are going in the right direction. Chiefs are going in the wrong direction. I'll take the 4.5 points and see what happens.
Right.
See what
that one can go either way.
Yeah, not a
depends which Chief team
swaggery
shows
pick.
up.
So the Lions got right, taking on the Cowboys on Thursday night, but the Rams got really right, and they continue to look like they might be the premier team in the NFC. So they're home, 5.5-point pick over the Lions.
God, I don't know. I was so convinced the Cowboys were going to go into Detroit and beat the Lions on Thanksgiving. What wasn't that played Thanksgiving night?
It was the week after Thanksgiving, but a Thursday night.
And they just played so poorly, and the Lions put it in Jared Goff's hands. Jared Goff is going against the team that dumped him.
Ditched him, yeah.
I'm going to take the Lions in the points.
I think he's over that. You don't think?
I don't think you'll ever get over it. Have you ever gotten over a place that you, even if you left of your own accord, but if you didn't you want that place to want you more?
No.
I did. I did.
But I've never been fired, so I don't know.
Well, there's still time.
Hang in there. You'll be every place I didn't get fired, but I always kind of look back now and think, couldn't you have tried a little bit harder?
To keep me.
Hanging on to bitterness is really a bad way to go through life.
It's a human trait.
Bitterness is something we do well.
Yeah.
By the way, I did get fired by all 4 TV stations in Denver. Yeah, I got fired by all 4. I got fired by 16 radio stations, I think. And,
Jared Goff didn't get fired, but he got him to the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
And then Sean McVay said, "Thanks a lot. Don't let the door hit you in the ass on the way out."
Every year, the Lions, they play so hard and so well for Dan Campbell, but that the level at which they play seems to cost them players through the course. They seem to wither away. Their roster gets thin. I think the Rams are playing great. They're at home. I think Stafford's better than Goff right now.
He is.
And I'll take the Rams. I'll lay those 5.5 and see if they can run it to 11-3.
And I am giving you the pick of the year.
Oh.
The Lions, you said, are coming. They're playing better. They're playing more like we believed they would be at the beginning of the season.
Like real Lions.
I think Dan Campbell, forget about the quarterbacks being bitter or whatever it is. I think Campbell, once he took over calling the offense, that looks like
looks better.
an inspired team. I'm going to take the Lions not only to stay within the 5.5, they're going to win this game.
So Woody's taking the Lions on the money line. I like that.
All right.
That'll pay good. And I think we want a guy like Dan Campbell in the playoffs so that he can go for it on 4th down 9 times.
He's even good in those. He does commercials.
Yeah.
He is good.
Like IHOP or somebody.
But
I have a feeling he'd be fun to cover.
And I love the way they run the football between Jahmyr Gibbs and David Montgomery. They are fantastic.
And,
That's how you win.
Their wide receivers, when they're healthy,
Jameson
unhealthy.
Williams and Amon St. Brown.
St. Brown wasn't even supposed to be in that game.
And he still gutted it out.
And had a great game.
Yeah.
Hey, here's an interesting one because the quarterback matchup, the Colts playing someone at quarterback
if
against Sam Darnold.
If they can get the remains of Johnny Unitas up,
Y.A. Tittle has been looking.
Y.A. Tittle? Fran Tarkenton is 84, but he is a young 84.
So this is one of those lines, though. There are a host of games this week with large lines. There are half a dozen games with more than a touchdown spread.
Okay, then here's what I would do. I would take the Seahawks, and I would tease them with somebody like Jacksonville. I wouldn't lay 13.5.
Right.
I'd put them in a tease where you can take two teams, get that points down 6, and lay 7.5.
So if you're Seattle, you know one thing. It's Jonathan Taylor time. That's all you're going to
That's
do
all
is
you
see
got.
Jonathan Taylor.
So they put 8 in the box and say, Jonathan?
Yeah,
Good
and
luck
whoever
with
your
that.
quarterback is, it's Brett Rippon or if it's Phillip
Whoever it
Rivers
is.
or somebody
But we
off the
know
street.
this, even though the Seahawks are going to not win this bet, they are going to kick a field goal late in the game
Yes,
to
they
get
are.
within.
Is this the
Hey,
NFL's designated?
Can't the Seahawks sign? This is right. Can't they sign a quarterback off somebody's practice roster?
Yes.
Okay. Go sign who's the guy? Tommy DeVito.
Yeah,
Go get somebody
they may.
like they may.
I mean, there's plenty of time to get
Well,
that
I think
done.
that's one of the worst things that could be happening for a player now, that he's in those commercials where you are
The backup,
the
Teddy
quarterback,
Bridgewater.
You come
yeah.
in and order
Yeah.
from the
Yeah.
Burger King or whatever.
So one
And
thing not to be
DeVito is one of those.
Yeah.
now.
One thing not to be lost in this matchup is how good the Seahawks are, especially at home.
Really
I mean,
good.
They are a premier team in the NFC.
They're really good, but they're this year's version, and I hate to do this, they're this year's version of last year's Vikings in that nobody really deep down trusts Sam Darnold
Now-
in a big game.
Well, this
now,
won't
in this
be a
game,
big
it'll be fine. This game is no problem. Last week against Atlanta was no problem, but they're going to get in the playoffs, and Sam's going to have to reverse the trend there.
All right, the Broncos 11-2 at home, unbeaten on a 10-game winning streak. Underdogs to the Green Bay Packers at Empower Field on Sunday afternoon. A very interesting line. You know, we talk about handicappers. These are what the Vegas wise guys say, but it's also they're handicapping the public. They know where the money's going to go, and they say we're going to make you pay a premium if you want to bet on the Packers.
So I'll bet in the Broncos. I don't want to pay a premium.
Because
I'll
Rod
take-
Smith's going to yell at you.
Well,
if
he's
you-
going to yell at me. I don't want to get yelled at anymore. I spent a long years getting yelled at. I want to be loved now. So I'm going to take Denver, and I'm going to take them. Listen, I think when Denver is home, I've learned my lesson. I'm not going to bet on them at home as a home underdog. Now, Green Bay might be better. I don't know. But I'm not sold on Jordan Love. I'm not sold on Matt LaFleur. If you can block
Josh Jacobs was a problem for them with the Raiders. He
Josh
was-
Jacobs could win the game for him.
Yeah.
But I think if you can block Micah Parsons, you can win the game.
This
So
would
I'm
be
gonna-
Garrett Bowles all-pro test?
Well, I think they're going to need a little help there.
Yeah.
I think you tight end or you running back chip them. You don't let them just go one-on-one. But I think Denver has found a way all year to win at home. I'm not going to.
You like the 2.5?
Yeah, I'll
Woody?
take, and I'm getting points.
Yeah. I like the Broncos, and I'll just mention one reason you didn't. It's weather's going to be good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice day.
That's
So
a
it's
good
not,
point.
it's not a Packers game.
Yeah.
Like, we're playing in the same weather we play at home in all the time. I think 55 degrees. I like the Broncos.
Mild
That
day.
has nothing to do with chipping
Micah Parsons.
or any of that. I think the Broncos are better than the Packers.
I do too, but I think Micah Parsons is one of the 2 or 3 best defensive players in the NFL.
He can wreck a
and
game.
He can wreck a game. So you
Yeah.
got to be, you have to be careful.
You mean like Max Crosby does?
How'd
that
I'll
work
tell
out?
You what, he's different than Max Crosby. Max Crosby is a down lineman. Micah Parsons plays standing up, and he's more difficult to block than Max Crosby.
This is also going to be likely one of the best defenses the Packers will see this year.
Yep.
And it'll be interesting to
And-
see what
and
Jordan
again,
Love
we
does.
Just talked, yeah, exactly. Do you trust Jordan Love?
I think they're going to want Josh Jacobs to be the main.
I do
What-
too.
And he
did
was
Love
pummeling
do-
the Bears.
What did Love
What has
do
Love
his
got to do with it?
last time he was here?
Can't remember.
It was
He
a
lost.
preseason game,
Yeah.
wasn't it, or
Yeah,
something? But
Broncos won that game.
yeah.
But the national press seems to love Green Bay.
Yeah, well, they played a game that everyone saw last week, and they made big plays, and they
And they're going
won
to
the
make it.
game.
They're going to play that same game next week. So this is the sandwich game for Green Bay,
Saddle
a
game,
non-conference
yeah.
game. Denver.
And here's the other thing. I believe that the owners of one team have $180 billion, and the owners of the other teams
team
have about $80
Each.
That's the difference.
Each. That's what they have invested.
Keep that in mind.
That's
that,
true.
All right, this would have been a great game 30 years ago.
Yeah, now it sucks.
Do you think, though, so the Broncos ownership puts in new grass every 3 weeks or something like that. Do the Packers go to their owners and say, we need $10 from you? We're going to put some new grass in.
Seed. The 800 owners and get $10 a piece to get the Lambeau Field. Hey,
The Monday Nighter.
It's an interesting
Dolphins
game
in Pittsburgh.
because people don't realize this. And I like Mike McDaniel because he's from Denver.
Sure.
That team could have quit on him. And they've won 4 in a row.
They're not dead.
They're not dead. They got the same record as the Kansas City Chiefs and the Baltimore Ravens. And they're still alive in December against a team. It's a perfect time to play the Steelers. They just beat their rival Ravens in a big game.
And maybe we're gifted.
And maybe we're gifted that game. I know it doesn't sound. I'm going to take the Dolphins and the 3 points. Because you know what?
I don't know.
I'll tell you what. I don't trust Aaron Rodgers to put together back-to-back-to-back.
That was the best I thought he'd look this year was last week.
And the week before, he looked washed.
Yeah.
Against, I can't remember who they played now.
Here's the best advice. Don't bet this game.
But it's the Monday night game. Yeah.
Don't bet it. Don't bet it.
I wouldn't
Do
bet
not
the Dolphins,
bet it.
but I'm taking it. But I wouldn't bet
I
it.
am going to pull for the Dolphins. I like Mike McDaniel.
Yeah, I do too.
I knew him when he was an intern with the Broncos. And I think they should have at least given him a chance to interview here for a
This
job.
will be a tough game to bet, not only because of the line and the quality of the teams, but if you bet it, you likely have to watch it.
Nah, you don't want to do that. I don't know Mike McDaniel, but I really, really like him. A, he's from here. B, I saw a story about a year ago, I think it was on ESPN, how he handled his alcohol problem.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I had
Great
much more
respect.
respect for
Yep.
him. And I'll tell you, when I see the Dolphins, I got no dog in the hunt. I root for him.
How many coaches are in the NFL that went to an Ivy League school?
Yeah, it's a short list.
One. Yeah, it's a pretty small list.
Yeah.
All right, let's take a look at how things set up as we're into December now. Super Bowl odds, and you can see the NFC getting top billing with
Is
the
this
Rams.
like at the dentist office where they're or the optometrist? Because
Packers.
I can't see that.
We're trying to make it smaller, but that's the
let's
best we could do.
I'm
But
gonna
the Rams,
cover one I and go STZ. Okay, the Rams are the favorites.
a prohibitive comparative to the others. They're at plus 430. Then you have the Seahawks and Packers at 750. The Bills, Patriots, and
Why
Broncos.
are the
then.
Bills ahead of the Patriots and Broncos?
That's where the money is. That's where
why is the money there?
And see, unlike you, DENVER. I can read that bottom
Well,
line.
you got better eyesight.
We
than
should
me.
Well,
turn
at
the camera
1100,
around
do you
so-
like the Broncos? You guys think Broncos have
Sure.
as good a shot at anyone? Why not take it?
Why
at
not take
11?
the 1100? Yeah. I mean, do you honestly think that the Bills, who, if they lose this week to the Patriots, are clearly going to be in the wild card, and the Patriots and Broncos may not be, why would the Bills be a better pick?
Josh Allen, Josh
Okay,
Allen,
Josh
Josh
Allen.
Allen.
But have they looked at the defense? You got to play. Josh doesn't play defense. Maybe he should. He could play linebacker.
Well, their defense scored a couple touchdowns to
Yeah.
win that game. It was
Yes.
against Cincinnati.
But they
It's a
also
fluky
gave
game.
up 300 yards and 4 touchdown passes.
Well, the Packers and Broncos play each other, so those numbers may shift a little bit depending on how they look against each other. The Bills and Patriots play each other. Those numbers certainly will shift depending on how that game goes. But I think the Broncos are a pretty strong value play, and
I
that's
do
not
too.
home cooking. That's for those numbers. That's a pretty good window to take a shot there. NFL MVP odds are also available for people who want to play that. We talked about how well Matthew Stafford's playing. All of these quarterbacks are going to be facing big games this weekend and big games the rest of the way. But as you can see, it's quarterbacks. It's quarterbacks. It's quarterbacks.
What do you think, Woodrow?
I think that the MVP of the year would be Drake May. I don't think enough people are going to vote for him. They're going to vote for Stafford.
I agree with
But
that.
if I don't have a vote in this, I don't have a dog in this fight. I have had in the past. But to me, it's Drake May has been sensational for the second-year quarterback, and the Patriots would be nothing without him.
Yeah.
Think of these Patriots with Cam Newton or something. Again.
He's been great.
Yeah.
But you're right, though. People are going to vote for Matthew Stafford. But on the list of those names, the best football player in the NFL
It's Josh Allen.
is Josh Allen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he still will have time to prove that, so
Yep.
it'll be interesting to see what happens.
I think. See, it's sad. It's like the Joker discussion. We are in the media. We know what people are going to think. Man, we gave it to Josh Allen last year.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
can't give it to
Yeah,
him
you know,
again. You're right.
They always talk about people are tired, fatigue of voting for people.
Yeah.
You vote for people because
their
they
year.
did have
They
the best year.
earned it.
I mean, I would vote for Josh Allen every year.
When you talk about giving stuff, it's amazing what all the advice we've just given away, because this is really, you think if you're someone at home and you like to bet every now and then, this has been incredible information that we've put forward.
And it's free.
Yeah.
We're not charging them $80 on
You get what you pay for.
It's all free.
We're the best in your price range.
Just give me 80. I love those touts they used to have. Where you call
85%?
$85, and I guarantee to get you 3 out of 4 winners this
Yeah,
week.
and if this doesn't really do it for you, if this is not enough, if I haven't given you enough, I'll be appearing at Darcy's Irish Pub later this afternoon.
The bistro.
Just come up to me, buy me a beer. And
I'll tell you whatever you want to know.
yeah, you don't even have to spend 30 minutes listening to the other two
I'll
guys.
be handicapping some tennis matches in
Yes.
Sri Lanka for you.
Oh, God.
Thanks for joining us as always. We always love to get your feedback. We are at ath@guerrillasports.net. And again, as always, we like to caution you, bet within your limits and don't listen to what we say. That's going to do it. We hope to see you back here again next week.
Thank you for that.
It goes without saying, don't listen to what we say.
Don't write anything down.